Nobody thought Steve Carell would survive season 1 of The Office. Seriously. The first version of Michael Scott was so awkward, so cringy, that audiences genuinely hated him. NBC executives were nervous. Critics compared the show to a failed copy of the British version, and for a moment, it looked like the entire series was about to die. But then, something changed. Steve Carell stopped playing Michael Scott like a villain and started playing him like a lonely man trying way too hard to be loved. And suddenly, every awkward joke became sad. Every stupid sentence became hilarious. And television history changed forever. The genius of Michael Scott is that he thinks he's the coolest guy in every room, when in reality, everyone around him is trying to survive the conversation. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky. Michael Scott. That line alone became more famous than half the motivational quotes on the internet. What made The Office different from every sitcom at the time was silence. Normal sitcoms used loud music, big reactions, fake laughter. But The Office? It weaponized awkwardness. A camera zoom, an uncomfortable stare, Jim looking directly into the lens, and suddenly the audience was dying laughing, and nobody mastered that chaos better than Michael Scott, especially during meetings, because every meeting started the exact same way. This is very important. And 5 minutes later, he's burning his foot on a George Foreman grill, or declaring bankruptcy by literally shouting, "I declare bankruptcy." Even the cast admitted, half the time they were trying not to laugh during scenes, because Steve Carell would randomly change lines. There's a famous moment during the CPR training episode where Michael suddenly starts singing, "Ah, ah, 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 stayin' alive." And the scene completely falls apart. That wasn't even supposed to happen. The actors genuinely lost control laughing, and producers kept it in the show. But here's the crazy part. Michael Scott was never supposed to become lovable. In the British version, created by Ricky Gervais, the boss character stays uncomfortable and cruel. American audiences hated that energy. So the writers slowly transformed Michael into something else. A disaster with a heart. That's why moments like this hit so hard. I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. It sounds stupid, but somehow you completely believe Michael means it. And then there's the relationship with Jim and Dwight. One behaves like he's trapped in a documentary. The other behaves like he's preparing for war. And somehow Michael sits perfectly between them, like a confused substitute teacher who lost control of the classroom years ago. But nothing explains Michael Scott better than Scott's tots. Even today, fans physically struggle to watch that episode. Because Michael promises to pay college tuition for an entire classroom of kids, and then shows up years later with laptop batteries. That episode became legendary. Not because it was funny, because it was painful. And that's what made The Office addictive. It understood something most sitcoms didn't. Embarrassment is universal. Everybody has said something awkward. Everybody has tried too hard. Everybody has wanted people to like them. Michael Scott just did it, with cameras recording everything. By the final seasons, the same character people once hated became one of the most beloved sitcom characters ever created. And when Michael finally leaves the office, even the audience feels weirdly emotional, because somehow, after all the cringe, all the awkward meetings, all the terrible jokes, you realize one thing. The office was never normal without him.